All right, amazing folks. I wanted to introduce you all to an amazing woman tonight who's going to really shed some light on you as a salesperson, as a real estate entrepreneur. I really want to make sure that I'm always giving value each and every Tuesday. I am Lorie Woodruff, real estate entrepreneur and business coach in the Maryland, DC area. I help entrepreneurs market their brand online. So that means making sure that you look amazing online, monetize your brand, and making sure that you make all the right connections. And tonight's connection is going to be one that I've been waiting for months to actually do. I had the honor and pleasure of working with Mrs. Tabitha Richardson earlier this year on a real estate transaction. And when you know, sometimes you just need to know this. I'm going to see her later and I hope she'll say yes. But I wanted to make sure that I'm introducing you to people of value that are in your community that may say that one piece of information that may take your business to the next level. We're going into a brand new year and we have to make sure that we are doing the new things, not the old things. We have to make sure that we're doing the new things to make sure that our business is sharp, making sure it's staying on point. So Mrs. Tabitha Richardson, she has been a realtor and broker in the Maryland and DC market since 2005, right now helping a lot of realtors, new realtors, market themselves and get out there in the business. So I love the fact that she has a huge heart and she's helping a lot of realtors, just like myself, in the community, make sure that they shine. Some of the things that I did see that she had some accolades on is that she completed the Goldman Sachs 10,000 small business programs to earn an alumni status. So with things like that, when you have someone who has a lot of things that are going on with their education, that means that they're bringing that type of information to you and making sure that they shine and you shine. So Mrs. Tabitha Richardson, are you there, my dear?
I am here. Thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here and talking to you and your lovely group of people. And sounds like it's mainly realtors here. So that's awesome.
That's good. That's good. So when the invitation went out, they knew. So this one really was here for the real estate community. So I'm really excited. So is there anything else I missed? NextHome is her brokerage. Where is that located?
So I am the owner of a franchise, NextHome Leaders. We're located in Pikesville, Maryland. But like Lorie said, I've been licensed since 2005. So that's 17 years. And I've been an independent broker owner since 2012. So this year I celebrated 10 years in business, but I decided to buy into a franchise 3 years ago.
Got it. So this is not a recruiting call, you guys. This is about
someone. No, not at all. I'm not recruiting.
Someone in the community making sure that you get it.
I'm not recruiting. Agents. Actually, I do coaching as well. And so no, I'm just here to bring you guys some value, hopefully help you take your businesses to another level than where you were before and where you are now.
Just in case they were. I don't think they were. We have a pretty good group of people that do come, and I celebrate them all the time. And so now the topic for today is about the 3 C's of real estate. Okay. Yes. The 3 C's of real estate to close more transactions. So I think that's an amazing conversation where that is for anyone in sales. So we'll get to that in a moment, but I really just wanted to just kind of peel back time a little bit. It's now 2022. And going into a brand new year, like it's been a lot of ups and downs with the real estate market. So in your opinion for 2020, what did that look like for your business?
2020, when the pandemic started, when it started about like 2019,
springtime of 20.
Okay, 2020. Yeah. So at that time, I'm a broker, but I'm also a realtor. So I still do production. The beginning of that year, I was just preparing to jump back into real estate. And I said, you know what, let me just get my ducks in a row. Let me just brush up on some of my skills. And then all of a sudden that March, it just took off.
Yeah.
And I was super, super busy that year. That year I did a little over 10 million.
Nice. Yeah, it was a very busy year.
Yeah, it was a really, really busy year, but I'm thankful that I was able to have the business. There's a lot of people that did not do that much business that year. So I am thankful to have had the opportunity to help my clients.
Yeah. So with that was a year that I think everybody that experienced that change that's on the thread here, and anybody taking a look at this live, that year for me was every single week, there seemed to be something different that caused us to just change. Some of us had to have a waiver in the car. I remember we had to have some kind of waiver in the car just to be outside. I'm like, we are essential people to show people homes. So with that, what I started noticing is that a lot of people were taking to the internet, social media. Mm-hmm. And even with that, I started noticing you in your page. Now, you show up more than my videos do, which is like, look, I got to keep up with her because I thought my stuff was popping for a second. But I'm looking at the content that you were giving out. When did you start seeing that content online was necessary for your business?
I've been doing content for a while, but I think during that time, I probably just stepped it up. Mm-hmm. And I had a lot more content, and it was an important time where people needed information. Right. So we were on a lockdown, people were at home, they really didn't know what was going on. And so I felt like as a professional, mm-hmm. that it was my responsibility to educate people on where we are in the market at that time. So I just started creating content. And it worked out. I did have a lot of people come to me through social media. So that was like one of my top ways of generating leads during that time was social media and all of the mm-hmm. referrals that I was getting from it.
So when you're a realtor and you're a broker and the type of content that you're putting out, who were you attracting more? Were you attracting more realtors that wanted to be on your team, or were you attracting more buyers and sellers?
Buyers and sellers.
Okay,
at that time, I wasn't really talking about what a realtor should do. At that time, I was talking directly to buyers and sellers mm-hmm. on where we are at this time, if they were looking to buy or sell, like what they would need to do. And I was out all the time showing houses. Right. And as you know, and if you've been in real estate that long, you know that it was really hard to get your clients under contract. So someone that you might have been working for maybe 30 days or less to find a house, now it was extending 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months or more just to find them a house. So it was very exhausting during that time as well.
And you all know, and just for the buyers that were out there, yes, it was very frustrating for you, but just imagine when we pull up to a house, there's 6 people in front of us at an open house that had green carpet and grandma cabinets. Like that was the extent of how it was. But I think a lot of people were just in a state of, we need to get out of the house. We need to just get property at that time. So it's good that your marketing was geared online to really focus on the buyer sellers. Mm-hmm. That's what was coming, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Okay. So even with that attraction, we try our best to let our folks know online. It's super important to make that shift. I was talking to a gentleman who had lots of corporate clients, Tabitha. He had lots of corporate clients. He was a fitness trainer, and he was making over $500,000 just by having corporate contracts, mm-hmm. going in there and being a personal trainer. And he says, well, that doesn't exist anymore after COVID. And I said, now it's time to sit down and let's talk about a new marketing strategy on what needs to be done to get out there and get your face out there. Because if you're not on Instagram, people just think you don't even exist at all.
Right.
If you're not on something on Google, if somebody can't do this and you don't pop up, it's going to be very hard for that person to work with you. So for your agents that are on your team, do you have conversations like that about marketing?
All the time.
Online marketing. Okay.
All the time. It's really important that you have your digital footprint. And I've been talking about this for probably 10 years. Mm-hmm. Creating a digital footprint, Googling yourself on a regular basis to see what comes up. actually, Richardson is my married name. I've been married for 8 years now. And I feel like now I'm in a battle all of a sudden with another Tabitha Richardson that is a realtor in Middle America. And so it's like, I know that she's probably pissed off because I've gotten calls like, hey, are you the Tabitha in Oklahoma or somewhere, wherever she is? I'm like, no, because if you Google just my name, mainly I'm going to come up.
Okay.
So it's important that you create your digital footprint so that you are searchable.
So you bought TabithaRichardson.com.
Definitely. TabithaRichardson.com and the TabithaRichardson.com, because I use, that's pretty much my handle on everything, the Tabitha Richardson.
And that's why I share with all of the realtors out there, make sure, entrepreneurs, that you buyyourname.com. If not anything else, and you don't do anything else with it, you don't have it forwarded to a website quite yet, make sure that you buy your name. Because in situations like that, it could be someone else that just comes up, he buys your .com, and then that takes a lot of your marketing potential away. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure that you jot that down, that you were going over to GoDaddy at least to make sure that you buy that domain for at least 1 year tonight. All right, $12.99.
And if we get into this, also buy refer in your name so that you can have a landing page for referrals. For anyone that wants to refer someone to you, they can go to that page. You definitely have to own your name.
Yeah. So you're saying refer.
So mine is refertabitha.com.
Ooh, very nice tip. I like that. Okay. I love it. Y'all getting some gems already. I love it. All right. So back on the marketing tip, before we start getting into the 3 C's, when it comes down to the marketing, again, with that gentleman who's a fitness coach, he has to change everything. He has to now do reels, and he wasn't used to doing reels. And that's something, just short videos of who you are. People want to see you. And now, just with that small piece of conversation, now every day, Tabitha, he's sending me videos, and he's tagging me on his reels. So he's like, I'm doing it. I'm like, yeah, it just takes a little bit every day just to be present. Just be present. Not that you have to show your dinner, not that people need to see, I had Brussels sprouts for dinner and how it looked and presented. No, people just need to see a little bit of what you do, how you serve, and how you come out there. I know a lot of times when people don't like to be in front of the camera, even just going to a house, you have access, like realtors have access to houses, so you can make an appointment, go, as soon as you open up the front door, hold your camera up, and the house is your content. You don't even need to be in it. You can, do a voiceover or something like that, but you don't have to be in all of the videos. People love to see properties. They love to see you walking through the bathroom and the kitchen and all of that like that. So yeah, marketing, we can certainly have a whole nother, day just of talking about that. But I applaud you because I love your content and I love the creativity of what you do. Where are you getting your inspiration for a lot of these reels that you're doing?
You know what? I don't know. I think once you start and you start getting comfortable being in front of the camera and you can let your guards down and you stop worrying about what other people are thinking, then creativity starts creeping in and you're having fun with it. I think a lot of people, they look at it as a task. They look at it as like, oh my God, it's work. But when you're having fun with it, you just start coming up with different things and you just play around and you look at what other people are doing and you get inspiration from what they're doing. And I always tell people, listen, start out with just the voiceover reels because you don't have to come up with anything. I use those for edutainment. So I do the funny reel, but then I also have an educational message behind it. And so that helps. So I'm not boring people to death just by talking. I'm actually providing an entertainment aspect to it as well.
One of the things that I think everyone has to pay attention to is where their audience is. And we'll talk more about that when you get into the C's. But 2020, I hated TikTok. I hated being, because I'm just thinking it's all about dancing. I'm trying to get work done. Really, I was in education mode in 2020. So I'm just like, why is it? And my girlfriend said, Lorie, you need to be on TikTok more than anybody else because of your personality and how you can merge entertainment and education together. And so when I started taking a look at some of the things, I'm seeing people are selling clothes. I'm seeing people are selling products, and they got affiliate links on there, and they're selling real estate as well. And so anybody that's out there now, you have to understand everything is not just about dancing. It wasn't, all right, because I probably did one dancing one, that's it. But everything else was about just look at the trends, like Tabitha mentioned, and see what kind of things are people doing. If they like who they see, then they want to work with you.
Yeah.
But if you're hidden and you want to be a secret, then that's not going to be the one that's going to work out. So just
pick like 1 to 3 or 1 to 2 platforms that you like and that your audience is on, and just do that and perfect that. And if you want to add on some additional platforms, because I only just recently added on TikTok. And I'm kind of okay with that. I just post sometimes on TikTok, but mainly I do Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yep, same here, same here. And just remember where people are looking for you. So when you are in sales, where are most people looking for information? YouTube. So that is the time where this right here, all of this was set up just so I can produce content for YouTube.
Right.
Okay. So just think about it. I can't go onto Instagram and look for, well, what are the sales in Anne Arundel County? I can't do that, but I can go to YouTube and I can pretty much find someone who has answers to that question, and you need to be that answer. So just take a look and see, what is it this year that I need to sit down and really focus on really just honing in on what mediums do I need to be on. You don't have to be on all of them. I kind of pushed off, Tabitha, off of being on my personal Facebook page as much because I noticed my audience wasn't really there. My friends and fans were there, but these were people who I've known for a long time. Instagram was more people that were plugging into the courses. They were plugging into the ebooks. They were plugging into, what is it that you have that can help me? Right. And then YouTube was the same thing, because that's a way that I can get information out. So we're sisters. I think we're sisters on that. We got that. So yeah, everyone there. Lester, did you put your information yet on YouTube? Yes or yes?
Yes, definitely. Okay. I have my YouTube channel.
Good. So it's the small things like that that really just get you present on different streams of conversations. Okay. So tonight we really just marketing. Tabitha and I were just kind of vibing on what she's doing for marketing, really just validating a lot of the things that you already know what you should be doing. But I really want her to dive into the 3 C's of real estate, because that's really going to hone in on the simplicity of what should be done for going into the next year, and just making sure that you're staying steady with those tips. So you want to rock out what these 3 C's are so they can get these deals closed?
Sure. So just starting off, just letting you guys know that mainly what I do and what my content is about is helping realtors organize, grow, and scale their businesses. I'm also a Tom Ferry coach, so I work with a lot of agents to help them do this. And in my travels, I realized there's really 3 areas that many agents kind of lack in, and hence the 3 C's of real estate. So first and foremost, you have to have sales in order to have a business. It doesn't matter what business you're in. So whether if you're in real estate, if you sell phones or sneakers, whatever it is, without sales, you do not have a business. And with real estate, the way that we get our sales is either through prospecting or lead generating. And I realize that people do use those terms interchangeably, but they are different. So first, let's break down what the differences are between prospecting and lead generating. And you guys are really quiet. You have your cameras off. I can't see you. I can't hear you. I need some feedback. So does anyone know the differences between prospecting and lead generating? Just come off of mute if you know. Anybody? Y'all are awfully quiet in here. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you what the difference is. So with prospecting, it's more of a one-to-one, cold calling, calling your sphere, people that you know, calling people you don't know from your database. It's more of a one-to-one thing. Lead generation is more of a one-to-many. So you are using like your website or a landing page, or you're doing like maybe ads, social media ads, things like that. Those would be one-to-many. And both are good, but they each serve a different purpose. If you want to see results quicker in your business, you're going to look towards prospecting. And prospecting can be cheaper than lead generating, because lead generating can get costly depending on what method you're using to generate leads. But they both have the same goal of bringing in new prospects into your database. And that's what we want. So the first C of real estate and closing more transactions is capturing leads, capturing more leads into your business, right? Because most people, the reason why they're lacking in sales is because they don't have enough leads coming into the business. Now, I always suggest that you should have at least 3 to 5 lead pillars. Your lead pillars are just avenues that bring new prospects to you. So like I mentioned before, one of my lead pillars, my biggest lead pillar was social media, especially during the pandemic. So I leveraged those platforms to build my brand awareness for people to know who I am, to get to know, like, and trust me, because that's what people, when they're deciding who they're going to choose to be their agent, they want someone that they know, like, and trust. And a piece of advice that I gave one of my coaching clients earlier today about being on social media is that, listen, especially now when a lot of agents are starting to leave the industry because the market is shifting and it's changing, and they're not able to sustain their lifestyles right now because business is not as plentiful as it was. Well, while those agents are starting to exit, this is your time to really start educating your audiences on who you are, what you do. Whenever there's confusion in the industry, people start looking to someone to get information from. You want that someone to be you, not someone else. And just consider, if you're not on social media, but maybe some of your past clients are on there, and during this whole recession period, they're hearing from another person constantly on social media, telling them, hey, this is what's going on right now. Hey, this is what you can do. Hey, you know what? If you need to pull out money, don't refinance, get a home equity line of credit. They're going to be listening to someone else. So when it's time for them to sell their house, who are they going to go to? Most likely, they're going to go to the person that has been feeding them with information for the last couple of years, especially during a time of uncertainty. So you want to gravitate to your audience, and you want them to gravitate to you by providing information. Like that. And I know that is scary, right? If you're not used to, because no one has their cameras on right now. So if you don't like being in front of the camera,
First step, right?
Right. If you don't like being in front of the camera, that's where the problem is going to start. And a lot of people don't like being in front of the camera. They don't like how they look. They don't like how they sound. I'm like, my nose is too big, right? I'm like, oh my God, when I hear myself back, that's how I sound. That's how people hear me. That sounds terrible. I sound nasal.
And nobody else hears that but you.
this is what they're used to hearing. And this is what they're used to seeing. We just don't see ourselves all the time. And we don't hear ourselves outside of us talking.
Right.
So when we hear it, it's like, it's terrible. But when other people hear it and they see it, it's just like, no, that's you. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
What is the information that you're trying to convey to the audience? So it's just getting past that hump and just doing it. And when I first started, I did the reels and I just recorded something and I posted it. I didn't even play it back, nothing. Because if I played it back, I wasn't going to post it. It took me a while to do that. And then I started like, okay, when the reception was good and people were like, oh, this is good information. I'm like, okay, well, let me do some more. Right. Let me do some more. And people like the imperfections.
Yes.
So before, people used to pay a lot of money to get highly produced videos.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I think especially during the pandemic, people like the real videos with you're messing up your words and just with the regular background or you're walking and talking because they know that's you. That's not like a production.
Polished.
Right. So don't worry about that. So get in front of your audience. But back to the capturing leads. So a lot of people, they don't have enough new prospects coming in and hitting their database on a regular basis. So getting at least the 3 to 5 lead pillars in your business, whether if it's social media as a platform, it can't be your only one if you're not generating enough leads from it. Whether if it's prospecting in terms of like calling on expireds and for sale by owners, calling on your database, calling your past clients, sending out market analysis annually to them and connecting with them. You have to be reaching out to your audience and you have to be getting contacts into your database regularly. Most people don't have a prospecting strategy on how they're going to prospect. When are they going to prospect? They're not time blocking it so that they make sure that they get this time in to bring in leads, right? I talked to another coaching client today, and she mentioned that she got into this because she wanted to do what she wanted to do when she wanted to do it. Mm-hmm. And that sounds great. But the thing is that it's a business and you can do what you want to do once you've built a business that allows you to step away. But you do have to take the time to build that business up in order to get to that point, right? So just creating a prospecting strategy on how you're going to be generating leads and then we also said you don't have enough lead pillars in your business. So that is just really an overview of capturing leads. Focus on capturing leads into your business and how you're going to do that consistently every single month. If you're not closing the amount of transactions every month that you want to close, start with the leads, capturing more leads and how you're going to do that, building at least 3 to 5 solid lead pillars in your business. So that's one. Anyone have any questions on that?
Entrepreneurs, content creators, I've got something just for you. Now, I've been hearing a little buzz around town. You love being on social media, but you're not having the best time posting your own content on social media. I've got something just for you. I want to be able to fix that for you. What I've created is Unleash the Post. These are done for you postings. So all you have to do is copy and paste the done for you post right into your social media. So just imagine every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you'll be able to have fresh content to get more engagement, more followers, and of course, yes, more sales. And that's exactly what you're looking for. So for $1, just for $1, you get to test drive it for 1 week. If you love it, stay with us, then it's $49 every single month recurring. And if you don't, that's okay. There's no obligation. So make sure that you check out Unleash the Post and make sure that you keep your brand fresh.
As a group. Why? Because you want to do business with realtors. How about an open house? Or if you were doing some kind of brokers open, you need to advertise to real estate agents. So you make sure that they are categorized and grouped. Alicia, this is something new as you're starting out. Just make sure the one thing that you want to have is your database. That's money. That's prime real estate. That's prime. Because if you have a list, let's just say right now of 50 contacts, you have 50 opportunities to reach back to call them, 50 opportunities to give them a gift certificate to say, hey, I'm giving $1,000 off of your closing costs if you'd like to use this as one of my VIP customers. So capturing leads is super important to make sure that that is organized in some kind of way, so that if you need to ever reach back and have a conversation with them, everybody is in one place. Whether it's a newsletter that's going out, I use Market Leader as mine. So I can put birthdays in there when anniversaries are going out, or even just monthly newsletters so that they still stay in touch. That's, I paid attention, Tabitha, to the things when I first got started in real estate, to the things that my broker said most agents weren't doing, was staying in touch with their past clients. So I said, oh, okay. Well, that's one thing I'm going to make sure that I do so that I don't get left behind.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the second C is converting your leads. And so Lorie just jumped into that, but one of those C's in this part is really the nurture process. So using a CRM and also having a drip campaign. So the CRM, like Lorie was saying, is where you house all of your contacts, and then having email drip campaigns. So when she was talking about categorizing, tagging them in a way so you know who came into your database, how, right? So if you're buying leads, say you're getting Zillow leads, you want to know that they came in through Zillow, and then it goes into a Zillow drip campaign so that you are saying something like, hey, you were checking out a property on Zillow and blah, 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 blah. So you want to make sure that you have those drip campaigns so that you can nurture those leads. Most leads that come into your database are not going to be ready right now. You're going to get some that they're actively looking and searching to buy a house, or they're ready to sell their house right now, but most often they're not. And you need to have some type of system in place that is going to nurture them until they are ready. Another problem that I see with the email drip campaigns is sometimes people don't have them long enough. So you might only have a couple of touches in that drip campaign, and it's not lasting long enough, right? Because it's going to take you at least seven touches before someone may even pay attention to you. So making sure your drip campaign is long enough, and you're including in that drip campaign an email, a text message, and a phone call. So if your CRM has those capabilities of doing that, you want to make sure that that has your nurture system has different ways of reaching out to them. You can also take your list and you can do a retargeting ad on social media. So not only are you reaching them in their email and their text message and making a phone call, well, now you're going to follow them around on social media. So we want to be like top of mind to these people. And we want to make sure that we are staying in contact long enough for them to turn around and say, you know what? I'm ready to buy a house now. Yeah, you sent me like 50 different messages that I never responded to, but you have consistently stayed in contact with me, and I want to use you to facilitate my real estate needs. So CRM and drip campaigns, very, very important. Many people do not have any kind of conversion system. Another way that people lack in the conversion aspect is when they're making phone calls, they're just not good. When you're making prospecting phone calls, you're just not good. And using some type of script is great, but you do need to internalize the script. So you're not sounding like you are speaking from a script. You need to make that script your own, in your own words. Even if sometimes you might need to rearrange some things, sometimes you need to analyze your audience, the people that you're calling, and say, you know what, this way is not working. Let me switch it around. Let me use some different wording in here. And also record yourself while you're on the phone call and you're prospecting, and play it back and listen to yourself, because you might realize like, man, that sucks. I sounded terrible. I went 5 for me.
But don't over critique yourself.
Don't over critique. But if you're not closing any transactions, you need to honestly critique yourself. If you're closing on the phone and you're good, then you're good. But if you've been calling people for a couple of months and you are not closing anyone, you might not be good. Right. So maybe you need to role play with some other people and getting feedback from them on, you know, some areas that you can improve on. What are you doing well? What do you need to do better? So making sure that you are getting better, right? Yeah. Getting better at your craft. And to do that, you do need to take an honest look at yourself. And then maybe prospecting might not be for you. Maybe there's another area that is better and that you are closing more in that area. Wherever you're closing more, you want to do more of that. And if you are hanging on to a lead generation method that's just not working, then you want to do less of that. Do more of what works and less of what doesn't work. Or areas that you're not good in, then you want to make sure that maybe it's time to hire out, leverage people in your business to make those phone calls because you're just not good at it. And it's okay. It's okay not being good at something, but knowing that you're not good at it and then taking steps to improve, because you still have to bring those leads in and you still need to convert them. So if you're not converting them very well on your own, you have your CRM system to help you convert. And then maybe you might need to hire a virtual assistant to do some converting for you as well.
Yeah. Sounds
and
good.
then last in this section is just tracking and measuring, right? Tracking the people that are coming in, measuring how many people are closing, and understanding what your conversion rates are. That's what you need to start doing. This is a numbers business. It's fun talking to people, but it's also about the numbers. So you need to get into the business, the behind the curtain part, and grow your business in that way.
I like it. So we're still on number 2, talking about converting leads. And yes, I got a confession, and it's not a bad confession, but I know that I teach a lot on social media so that people can get comfortable with that. It's not about you, your hair. It's not about your voice. It's not about your nose. It's not about you. It's about you actually being a realtor and actually getting out there to help someone's problem. You're problem solvers. So that's the one thing you have to think about is when you're doing all of these things, sometimes you are overcomplicating the situation with excuses. And I say that if social media works better for you and you're not the talker, then you need to be on social media. If you know that talking on the phone is not your strength, then you hire someone. I have someone that I hired to make follow-up phone calls. There's no way I'm going through 800 contacts. So she can do that and I can focus on what I know.
But I have to say something, Lorie. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we need to step out of our comfort zone and try something new. Mm-hmm. And getting in front of the camera is an area that a lot of people, they just don't feel comfortable with, but they're not really trying it. So I would suggest giving it a try. Just do it. Sometimes the hardest step is that first step. Always. Someone did have a question that I wanted to answer over here on Instagram about where to find a virtual assistant. And just in case anyone here has that question. So if you're in real estate, you can try like Virtue Desk or My Out Desk. That's specifically for real estate. You can also search for virtual assistants like through Fiverr or Upworks. You can hire a virtual assistant. Most of the time, the virtual assistants are in other countries, but you can find a virtual assistant here in the United States as well. And there are a couple other resources. Based on whatever industry you're in, I would probably do a search on Google on whatever your industry is and virtual assistant and see if you can find some resources there. But they are very helpful. Leveraging people to do the stuff that you don't want to do. And you can focus on the things that you do like to do helps your business to continue to grow and run.
And you got to, one thing I remember when I first got started in real estate is my focus was, I can't afford this person. At that time, it wasn't virtual assistants. It was an actual person that I had to hire and interview to be in my office space. But at that, my focus was, how much is this going to be? And my broker said, you have to focus on how much money are you losing because you don't have that person. So invest in the person who can actually help do things quicker than you can. Like I have a writer on my team and I'm like, she's faster. I can't keep up with her. She's like, I wrote 5 blogs already. Can you check it? I'm like, I haven't even had a chance to look at it, but I don't want to disrespect your work. Let's schedule a time to look at it. So they can get things done faster. And you just have to be there to approve it and just say, got it, you did it, all. Thank you very much, and move on to the next thing. You got to know your strengths and you got to know your weaknesses. But I love help work.
You just mentioned like writing, right? And sometimes people are not ready for a virtual assistant just yet. Maybe they don't have enough work for them to do whatever. Now with technology, you can utilize technology in place of a virtual assistant that's going to do everything. So writing, you can use like AI technology to write articles for you.
I love that.
There's one, Jasper.ai.
Yeah, I love
that you could just type in the topic and it will start writing out for you an article. If you feel like on social media, like, oh, I just hate writing those descriptions. Well, you can utilize an AI technology that can write that for you. And you don't have to think of it yourself, or blogs or your description on YouTube or wherever. You need to actually write something.
I think they added one in there now where they have a real estate remarks description. I think they just added that in there for realtors.
Wonderful. So there's a way to leverage technology and leverage people in your business to help you make your business easier for you before you actually have to hire out. Because I will say, when you hire a virtual assistant, sometimes it slows your business down because now you need to show somebody what to do and you need to have enough work for them to do. And Mark mentioned designs.ai as well. For them to do, because they're going to ask you like, okay, what do you need me to do? And then you might be paying someone to do nothing. So understanding when is the right time to start leveraging people in your business. So I'm going to tell you about the last C, which is connecting with your sphere, but more importantly, connecting with your past clients. And, oh, I see a face. Hello. So connecting with your past client, and in any industry that you're in, oftentimes people spend so much money on trying to get new clients instead of servicing and nurturing the clients that they already have. If you have past clients, nurture those clients, because you should get referrals from those clients. If you did an amazing job for them, you should be getting referrals. They should have no problem referring you to their family and friends. Everyone loves to say, oh, you should use my realtor. Oh, my realtor was really, really good, because there's so many that's not that great out there. And when you find realtors that are really good, people like to share. They like to say, this is who my realtor is. So don't be afraid to ask for those testimonials, right? When the transaction is done. If you have a system that will automatically ask for those testimonials, so you don't have to ask for it yourself, or create an email template to get those testimonials from the clients. Making sure that you are staying connected with your past clients. So how can you stay connected? I mentioned earlier, making sure you do like a market analysis at least annually for your clients so that they know what their home's value is. Making sure that you stay connected through client appreciation events, right? Maybe twice a year, a warm month and a colder month. And right now we're at the end of the year where a lot of people do client appreciation events for the holidays, Halloween parties, pumpkin patches, fall festivals. I do a pie giveaway for Thanksgiving. breakfast with Santa. You can do breakfast and pictures with Santa. You can do so many different things, even like a New Year's Eve party. You can do something for your clients to show that you appreciate them, and they'll give you more referrals. It's so much easier to convert a referred person to you than to have to go and generate a brand new cold lead and nurture that person. Like I said, you need to give at least 7 touches before they even know who you are. Meanwhile, if your past client refers a family or a friend to you, they're pretty much going to use you unless you just really screw up that first interaction. They're usually just going to use you based on the referral. Right. And most people will use the first person that they speak with. So getting on that phone really quick. If a lead comes into your phone, answer your phone. So many agents don't even answer the phone. You call and then you call again later on. You send an email, you call tomorrow, and it's like, okay, like, do you not want to sell this house?
Never
like,
dealt with realtors like that, have we?
Yes, I've dealt with a lot of them. And just last, because I know we're running out of time, just staying connected through your CRM. And I know I've mentioned that a couple of times, but it's so important. Any kind of automated system that you can implement in your business to do some of the heavy lifting for you, you want to get good at that. You want to make sure that you're using it to its fullest ability in your business. The less that you have to do personally, the more that you can put your attentions to doing income producing activities, or you can start stepping away from your business. So you're not working 10 and 12-hour days. Now you can work when you want to work, and you can leverage people and technology in your business so that now your business is working for you and you're not working for the business any longer.
I like that. I love it.
So that was like my quick little spiel on overview of the 3 C's of real estate. They are simple, but they're so overlooked. And if you take and you break down each one of those, so capturing more leads, converting more leads, and connecting with your sphere, you're going to see that you will be able to double and triple your business. Now, I do have an ebook that breaks down how to do your calculate your conversion rates, so that you can know how to improve them and double them and triple them and break down more technical stuff in the ebook. If it's okay, Lorie, I'll put it in the chat.
Please do.
I'll drop that there if anyone wants to just read more about how to implement each one of these moves to grow their business.
Yeah, and as you do that, the replay that goes out tomorrow, I'll make sure that that is in there as well. So for those that want to get the replay, that are on Instagram, that are on Wisdom, make sure that you register so that you can get the replay, so that you can get access to that link to the quality ebook she is talking about. What's the name of the ebook?
The ebook is the 3 C's of real estate to close more business. And I did mention something earlier before that I did not mention again, but the referral website. So sometimes people don't know how to refer people to you. Mm-hmm. You can create just like a 1-pager website, get your name, refer Tabitha, that's mine, refertabitha.com, where people can just go there. And if they want to refer their friends or family, they can go there. It just has a little bit of information about me and where you can put their contact information in so that it can be sent directly to me. And you never have to ask me, is it okay if I give them your cell phone number? Heck yeah, give them my cell phone number, my email address, like give them everything. There's never a problem with doing that when you want to refer someone to me.
I like that. So that can make that easier. It's more professional. Yes. So are they going to this landing page? It's a little bit of bio about you, and then you put in the contact information and that person whoever's referring.
Absolutely.
That way, when you receive it, you've got everything that you need pretty much to make that phone call. I like that. I didn't even think about that.
Yep. So you can find creative ways to help you with your business so that you're not feeling like a chicken with his head cut off, running around, trying to do everything yourself. Focus on these 3 things first, then start growing your business and leveraging people and technology in it.
One of the things I love everything that you said, everything. And this time of year, I know around the end of the year, you got a lot of holiday parties going on. I want you to start thinking back to all of the closed transactions, let's say just for 2022. If you took a look and say, all right, who did I close here? All right, and then get a roster of who did I close in 2021? You can make a whole week of delivering goodies to your previous clients. Now, food might be a little touchy. I know I like sweet potato cake and pie and all that stuff, but some people might be a little finicky about that. But what if you just got a $5 or $10 Starbucks gift card and you said, look.
So I would say get digital. Get a digital card, because if they don't use it, you can finish off the rest.
There you go. Even better.
You get that physical card once it's mailed out. If they lose it, they don't use it, that's your wasted money. So get a digital and you can email it to them. Email or text it directly to them.
If you want that to be a point of contact, I'm going to be in your area. And if you wanted to drop that card off, it's the risk, of course, if they don't use it, but a lot of people love
it's
chocolate and coffee. But if that is the thing, I know some realtors, he was dropping off cakes to all of his previous clients. He would take about a week around Christmas time and he would just deliver them. That's a huge thing, because that's something that your clients would be expecting to know, that you are in the community, you're giving back, and you're present. And so if that's something, just start thinking creatively, what would you want? Don't think of what's your neighbor doing. What would you want different? And then
I do a drive-by.
Yeah.
If you want an alternative, I do a drive-by. They come to me and I hand out the pies, and they pre-select what kind of pie they want.
That's nice.
They'll come and they'll pick it up by my office. That's just too much for me to do all that running around.
That's true. So they can come over. So they come to your office space
between a certain time.
That's good.
Like a 2-hour time frame. They'll come and they'll just grab their pie and keep it going. And I order mine from a bakery.
That's nice. So these are just some ideas. You can always Google some other things that you could do. But if you're going to be at your office, save gas, because we ain't playing around with the gas. But if you want to do that, then just say, hey, I'm going to be at my office on Thursday and Friday between these times. Come through. I'd love to see you. And you can pick out whatever you like for the holidays. Like, there's not going to be a lot of people that's going to come, but the ones that do, cherish the ones that are present. We're worried about what we don't have, but the ones that actually came and spoke and gave you a hug and actually gave you a referral, those are the ones that have deep relations with you. Those are the ones that you're really giving the pie for. So those are the ones. I love the tips that you gave there. So if you can't do the work, so number one, let's just recap with all the 3 C's. Number one, capture more leads.
Yes, capture more leads.
Wherever you are going to use. Stop thinking that you have to be everywhere, because you don't. So just pick 1, 2, maybe 3 at the top. I have to say 1 or 2, just so you're not
3 at minimum.
3 at
5
minimum, so
at
that
max.
you're not confusing yourself. Make sure that you are present on the internet, because if somebody's looking to do business, you want to be top of mind. All right. So that's how you can capture more leads. Anything else on that? If you wanted to share some more tips on what you're doing, drop it in the chat, because we'd love to hear what are you doing to capture some leads. Number 2, make sure that you are converting those leads. How are you talking to them? Are you connecting with them? How are you converting them to be another client or another referral in the future? And number 3, how are you connecting? Are you connecting with past clients? Or are you just saying, okay, thanks for the closing, we're done. All right. Even if it is, just make sure that you're friends with them on social media. Like their post, entertain and communicate with them through their posts.
Social on social media.
Just check. Don't be scared. You don't have to just look and just go away. Just be social. Like that's your, and think about it. If they had some type of event, let's say they bought a rental property and you weren't the one, you weren't present enough. You weren't present enough. So don't get upset, but do understand that person that was there was actually just being present. And if you do need help with anything, check out Tabitha's ebook that she did drop into the chat box, 3Csofrealestate.com. Make sure you grab that. Information is powerful. And some of the things that you may want to start doing, whether you're talking to myself or you talk to Tabitha, because both of us have digital products. Both of us have podcasts. Connect with either one of us so that you can find out, well, what do I need to do to get myself a space? What do I need to do to get a podcast? What do I need to do to get my marketing together?
I'll drop my YouTube in here.
Good job. All places, contact. But just make sure, what are you doing different? You know, this is the place where a lot of information can be shared. You can talk about real estate. You can talk about credit. You can talk about being a woman, a husband, wife, all of that. So these are the platforms. And one of the things I saw is that, make sure you grab her YouTube page. I got to make sure that we're connected.
Yes, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I share a lot of information to help realtors grow, organize, and scale their businesses. Follow me on social media. Tabitha Richardson on all platforms. Think all platforms, but yeah, follow me. I give so much information to agents to help them grow their businesses. I'm passionate about helping people, so I want to make sure that I continue to help people. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Ask. I am here. Your handle on IG is the Tabitha Richardson. And again, the ebook, if you want to just delve a little bit deeper into what we talked about today, it is the number 3 CS of real estate. So 3 C's of real estate.com. Does anybody have any questions? This is your time. Any questions on IG? Anybody in the room here? Alicia, Lester?
Yeah, this has been very helpful. I don't know if I'm the youngest agent as far as being licensed. I just got my license 2 months ago. So right now, I haven't even sold a house. I'm focusing on trying to get a client. I don't even have the CRM, any of that. So what would be your biggest advice for someone who's only 2 months in this type of market? I mean, it sounds like you just really have to hit the ground running. Am I correct? Or you do need to hit the ground running. Definitely. I would say study your contract so you know your contracts. Yes. What state are you in? I'm in Virginia, Northern Virginia. Okay. Study your contracts. Definitely get your CRM. You don't have to know all the intricacies of the CRM, but you want to start working it. Okay. There's basic things that you can do, like do a home buying seminar, do open houses for agents in your office that have listings. Ask them if you can do an open house. That's a quick way to get buyers in there. Now, when you do your open house, make sure you market it. Doing an open house for another agent is like your opportunity to borrow their listing to market it. Market it on your page. You can do paid ads, like do the works and get there and really like go live there, post about it, all of that, because you want to drive as much traffic to that open house so that you can get some new buyers, door knock the neighborhood, get there early to door knock and talk to some of the other homeowners in the community and ask them if, they're thinking about selling, if you can set up some time and, let them know how much their home is worth. Things like that. So you would need to put in the work, make sure that you understand your craft though, because you don't want to be out here writing bad contracts. So you want to make sure you understand that aspect as well. And if you need to get a mentor, if you don't already have one, get a mentor, someone that you can ask questions of. Well, tonight was very, very helpful. So thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And I want to also invite you to a website, answerthepublic.com. Answerthepublic.com is a free site, ladies and gentlemen, that if you're worried on what do I say and what kind of content should I bring up, then you want to put in real estate. Okay, go there and you can only pick, I think under the free account, you can put in one, like a few keywords, but let's just say you put in real estate in Maryland, real estate in Virginia. Alicia, there's going to be almost 80 different topics that may come up just because you put that in there. So allow that to be a tutorial for you to just say, all right, let me get in front of the camera, let me put it on the tripod and let me go for no more than 60 seconds. And then just talk about that specific topic. Okay. Google is your best friend. You can get some information from your mortgage lender. You can get something from your home inspector. Like that's the time you want to start interviewing those guys. Hey, I want to talk about your products and would you mind, giving me some information about how you do your home inspections or the mortgage lenders. anything, but answerthepublic.com will give you free lead questions on what you should be talking about. Because sometimes you don't know what to say, but at least that'll help you. So take 5, and those could be 5 posts from Monday through Friday.
Thank you very much.
So
do an activity, write down 50 topics, and just think about every little step of the process of what you do, helping a buyer, going out, questions that people have asked you in the past, questions that you might have yourself, and you can use those as well. So write down 50 topics that you can talk about.
Because you will get at least 80 of them, Alicia, through that website.
Thank you again, ladies. Thank you so much.
And everybody doesn't want to always hear about real estate. You can still talk about other topics that touch real estate. You can talk about investment properties or what's happening on 495. Like, there are certain things that you don't have to just stay right on houses all the time. Your experience. Yeah, you're
as a new agent. You can talk about your new experience, your experience as a new agent, getting into the market as we're approaching a recession.
That's a good idea.
All of the, things that you're going through and figuring out and stuff like that. People buy into your experience because your experience is unique to you. Although some other people might have had experienced the same thing or might be going through the same thing. But you could just talk about what you're going through.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's good.
Your other experiences. You're a wife.
Right.
You're a mom. All right. You've been in business. You've been, I think, a social worker. So you have other things that touch it that people would say, oh, she was this, oh, she lives in Northern Virginia. So just pocket one particular area, and women of Northern Virginia or moms of Northern Virginia, you can coin one specific area, and that's what you talk about, and that's who you'll attract.
Sounds good.
Have fun with it.
Thanks.
Well, that's how I get a lot of my topics when I start getting a little dry on what the heck am I going to talk about. I go to answerthepublic.com and I'll just get a few things so that I can have content for the next 30 days.
Awesome.
Anyone else want to share some tips on what they're doing to do some lead generating? Shanitra, Tia, Lester, I know that you're doing great on Facebook Live. So, every week you got new numbers coming up.
Hi, this is Shanitra.
Hello.
I haven't done it this year, but I need to pick it back up. But I was doing Tuesday tips in real estate every week. So I will record a video because I'm too shy to do live. But yeah, I will post a video every Tuesday for the most part. And I think people really gravitated towards that.
Well, what happened? It's still Tuesdays. What happened?
It is.
It's Tuesday today.
I don't know.
It's Tuesday. Remember, it's not
today. I did Testimonial Tuesday too. I posted one of my clients' testimonials. So I probably will maybe alternate.
Remember, it's not about you. I get it. We have those days where we just don't feel like it, but that doesn't stop the show. Someone out there needs you and they want you the way you are. So, even if we did all this, someone is like, I'd rather her not have any earrings on. She's actually more relatable than having the earrings on. Okay, cool. Then I make it more clients like this. But there's going to be someone that's attracted to this one. I'm not looking for a specific type of customer. In my heart and in your heart, you want to make sure that you are delivering what God told you to do. And if that is to help individuals get into properties, help them build generational wealth, it don't matter what earrings you put on.
Okay, thanks for the
motivation. Tuesday. Don't worry about Testify Tuesdays. And the testimonials are huge. You guys, if you guys are not getting those, like Tabitha mentioned, when you're new in the business, open houses are your best grounds. Seasoned agents really don't want to do the open houses. Okay. Open houses, just so you know, are for you. Open houses are not really to sell houses. Open houses, I let it out the bag. It's for you to get business. And if you can throw yourselves a little social party there and you get a few people there at that property, then those are your leads. Those are your leads, not the agent, it's your leads. So you should be doing some type of open house. You should be calling other realtors in your offices. Hey, I'm open to doing open houses in this particular area. I'm available these particular days. I guarantee you, you're going to get some agents say, I need you. I need you. So those are the times you want to use it, use social media and get comfortable. I used to be super shy. And the only way that I could get away from that was I had to get in front of the camera and then just start talking value. And I got over it. So use the open houses. Those are really good. Anybody else before we close out? Share what they're doing for leads. Delisha, you got some tips.
Yes, this was wonderful. Thank you both. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. And I'll make sure that you all are staying connected in our community. Unleash the Entrepreneur. I do want to drop that in the group. If you are already in there, that's fine. But typically daily, I'm dropping something of value so that you can better your brand, better your business, business credit, anything in those lines. I want to make sure that you're developing that confidence so that you can just burst out there and be amazing. So make sure, if you have not already, join the Unleash the Entrepreneur Facebook group. And I will make sure I drop that in the group so that we can stay better connected. There's lots of entrepreneurs that are in that group, Tabitha. And if you'd like to join that group as well, so that you can share a little bit more about what you're doing and how you can help. I need all the help I can get.
Sure.
So I will drop that in here. So I know some of you are already members in there. It's free, but you do answer those 3 questions, answer those 3 questions, answer those 3 questions, and I'll go ahead and approve everyone that is rolling in there. So thank you so much. All right, so I think we're good to go. If you don't have any other questions, I want to give it back to you, Tabitha. This was long awaited. Long awaited. It's really great. The transaction that we did was super easy. And I wish all transactions could be that quick and easy. And actually that deal that we did together came from my virtual assistant making phone calls.
Oh, wow.
My virtual assistant had actually called, and she was calling just to check on, the clients. And this particular buyer that bought the condo that you had, she was a cash buyer. And she got a pension payout from her job. So she's like, I need to buy something. Yeah. And renting was not the thing, because it was like, you've got too much money to rent. So when we went through that process, that prospect actually came from my database, but my virtual assistant, because she called, that was a $200,000 deal.
Awesome.
And I would not have had called, so it's wild that we're talking about that. But the virtual assistants, just think about everybody that you could use on your team right now. Just write it out. And for the things that you're strong in, you focus on that. You're the CEO of your business. You're the creator. But for the other administrative things that you just procrastinate doing, or you just don't like doing, get with either one of us, Tabitha or myself, and figure out, how do I find these team members? Because between the both of us, we have an answer for you. So just have to ask. You just have to ask everybody that you can think of, whether it's someone to edit your video, write your blogs. It could be someone just making phone calls. They could be $5 an hour help. Make sure that you're raising your hand to at least get that type of person on your team to help out. Okay. So I just wanted to close out with you, my dear. If there's anything that you can think of in the next 5 years that you will love to get your hands around, what would you love to be doing in the next 5 years? Done, completed.
Be laying on a beach somewhere with my business running itself.
I love it. Just remember you said that. 2027, she is not going to be servicing you guys the way she is today. She's going to have a team.
So you better get all this good information while I'm giving it.
Cash and checks. Okay. So the knowledge is always going to be here for sure. Make sure that you're reaching out. Don't be afraid to ask for any help. Make sure that you educate yourself and be top of mind when your clients need you. So signing out. Thank you, Tabitha. I'll make sure in the replay that everyone has all of your contact information, including your ebooks. and make sure that you all stay connected. And if you guys need to stay connected in our Facebook group, make sure that you join us in there so you can get more tips about branding your business and monetizing your business. Talk to you guys soon. See you next week.
Bye-bye.